not too long ago, I made a video about the invisible gap in trade shows between making an awesome booth that looks great and then having conversations with your sales team, and how do you bridge that invisible gap between people walking by your booth and then finding out more about you and learning why they should hire your company. And I had a couple people send me messages about, hey, that's a great idea, but I'm having trouble kind of picturing what that actually is, or could you give me an example? And in those conversations, I figured out a way of framing the different booth strategies that really helps people kind of wrap their head around it. And it's the difference between passive and active strategies of getting attention, qualifying leads, and getting conversations for after the trade show. Most of the marketing ideas you've heard of for trade show booths fall under the passive category for me. And those are having donuts in the booth, having coffee in the booth, having handouts, posters, flyers, QR codes to scan. Those are all things that are there that are relying on somebody walking by deciding to voluntarily engage with those elements. That even encompasses the giveaways and the prize wheel and everything. Because really, there's only one active strategy, and that is human-to-human communication. Having somebody in the booth who proactively reaches out to the people that are walking by to initiate a conversation versus sitting back waiting for them to decide to stop and strike up a conversation. So the active strategies are really people, and there are a variety of ways that you can do that, which is your sales team. And one of the bigger challenges there is that most sales teams know how to stop one or two people at a time, if that, to start a conversation. Another approach is to have in-booth host or somebody who's just been hired to hand out postcards or something like that. The challenge there can be that they don't really know a lot about your company, and they're there mainly as a warm body to hand out a postcard, but the postcard's not going to do as good of a job of communicating with people as a person is. So oftentimes that in-booth host or facilitator isn't well equipped by their clients to do a great job. The one that I prefer, that is me, is an in-booth presenter, somebody who works with your company for the months leading up to the show to understand your business, your company, what makes you awesome, and figures out the best way to communicate it so that in the booth, they are there to draw attention and to call people over. And as two people come over, they notice that, oh, there's somebody else. Hey, come on over, see what they're about to do. And proactively reach out and build that spectacle that once there are enough people, more people come in to see what it's all about. And then the crowd kind of becomes self-building. And then once there are enough people there, the presenter turns into presentation mode, and it's a seamless transition into the infotainment, that there's enough fun to keep people there and keep them interested, so that the marketing messaging that gets worked into that experience isn't too overt, isn't too heavy-handed, and is enough so that people understand why they should learn more. So striking that balance is really good, but that's why it's the active strategy of proactively stopping people in their tracks, that pattern interrupt of, oh, I was going to do something else, but now this is too interesting, I cannot walk away from it, and then building a crowd of inviting people in constantly to find out more about your business. So that's why, to me, there's really only one active strategy, and everything else falls into the passive bucket, which is why one active strategy will outcompete a whole heap of passive approaches. So the next time that you're thinking about planning your trade show booth, I would love to talk with you about how that could shape up for your next show. No pressure, I promise. This is just what I love talking to people about. If you would like to find out more information, head over to roitradeshows.com. And if you want more insights like this, I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and then check out this video next. And as always, remember, if you can change your mind, you can change your life.